Hello, great people. Are you there? We are back again. Labour Party don't provoke. Oh, yes. Labour Party is not firewood. No. And Labour Party cannot be scared to the extent they will not talk. Yes, we understand whatever is happening. And according to a Labour Party representatives, it's like the DSS belongs to APC or one of the political parties. We saw bias in everything, and Labour Party has spoken up. You need to hear this challenge. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Stop intimidating us. If things have gone the normal way, nobody will be asking for interim government. You will not see protest. But like we said, and it is said in every part of the world, this is the worst election in the history of human beings. Yes, in the history of human beings. Worst election. And you can't tell people not to protest. No, you cannot tell people not to protest. They have to protest. You cannot slap somebody and at the same time say the person will not cry. So, Labour Party is not going to be intimidated. Whatever the security outfits are, you cannot intimidate them. But before we go on, I want to remind the Nigerian security outfits something. There's something I need to remind them. Because we all are working towards a better Nigeria. Is it not so? In one way or the other, you or your family member are feeling the pains, the hardship in Nigeria. Note this down. In one way or the other, you are also feeling it. And I hope that you will come together with the people and make the right change. Do what is right. Yes. Do what is right and not what you are maybe paid to do or you are influenced to do. The security operatives in Nigeria should shine their eyes. Do the right thing. Save this country. Avoid just pleasing human beings. Save this country. You know what you ought to do. INEC has nothing to check them. Nothing checks INEC. And I wonder how INEC will just announce anybody against results of the election, against the will of the people. Shine your eyes. You know what I mean. Let the law and order be maintained. Not just after the election, you're out there to pick up protesters. You should start doing things right from time. Electoral offenders, riggers, these are criminal offenses that are capable of setting this nation on fire. What did you do? Are you not working for APC? Prove it. Are you colluding with INEC and APC or any other party? Prove it to us. Are you not Nigerians? You don't feel the pains Nigerians feel. Prove it to us. Meanwhile, let me show viewers this video and we will be right back.
Yes, let me quote the statement that's been ascribed to you. We are certain that Nigerians who want to take back their country will not be intimidated or blackmailed into abandoning a legitimate cause. Exactly what does that mean? Now, are you saying that the DSS statement is actually directed at the Labour Party?
With all due respect, we cannot ascribe to a DSS ab initio, but the fact still remains that you are aware all the television stations, radio, print media, and social media were aware that we raised a red flag at the beginning as regard to the level of intimidation, maiming, killing of our members, and which we established both physically and in terms of written statement. Nobody made any statement or checkmate what happened. Not to look at the issue of the killing of Chintex that happened in Kaduna up to today. Nobody has made any statement or arrest as regard to that particular gentle lady that was killed heinously in her house in Kaduna. Now, we are talking about a state where the people themselves who were supposed to be protected by the security apparatus did not do their due diligent duties as at when due, because all of this could have been nipped in the bud ab initio, and probably those who have the impetus to continue to annihilate and continue to challenge the people openly without recourse to even scared of the same DSS, which job would have been done, we wouldn't have had such a situation happening. We are here. We saw what happened in Lagos. MC Oluomo was making a statement annihilating and actually ethnically segregating some certain parts of this country from to vote at an elections. Now, if those particular statement was ascribed to my region, for example, as a Hausa man, what would have happened? Probably somebody would have already arrested me of making that particular statement. But that person was not even asked a question. What it ended up being said was that maybe he was joking about it. But here we are. The people now have risen up without no input of our leaders in the first place, and said, look, this is our collective matrimony. We have worked tough and thin to ensure we vote for the right person. And then here you are, you manipulate, you shut down the system, you deny us our legitimate right, pronouncing those particular results that was ascribed to us. For crying out loud, for the first time in this country, people travel from London, America, and other parts of this country because INEC gave them hope that their election will be pronounced and counted accordingly. That didn't happen. And they have the right to challenge it. Whatever you see any individual doing, or a group of people, maybe going on demonstration or demanding for their right, it is part of the democratic setting. It is acceptable by the Constitution. It is acceptable within the confines of the law in engagement in democracy. And that is exactly what we simply mean. Us, as the Labour Party, as the Obedient Movement, did not mobilize anybody. We have already taken our case to the court, and we are expecting the court to perform its duty as at when due. Let me give you a simple analogy. We are running for election in Imo State. We have gentlemen who want to run for election, like, for example, Chief Ikechukwu Ikenga running for election, and so many other persons. Now, 17 out of them want to run for election. If within the party, we are not able to do due diligence and allow credible person like this particular person that I met. Now, if the people within the party rise up and say, no, this is the candidate that we voted for, and he is the one that we feel that he's supposed to run, wouldn't you or anybody have asked us that we are not having internal democracy? So that is the simplest way it can go into a larger society. What we are saying is that the right thing should be done for the interest of the people. Democracy must be protected. And I want to say here, those people who perpetrated this particular heinous crime against the Nigerian people did not think of the consequence of their action, that they will put this country in danger or they will put the democracy in danger. That is exactly when the DSS is supposed to come into play.
Uncle, and that's a good place for me to come in too. Would you say that the DSS, with its statements and warning, are they stoking the embers of fire, or are they just simply saying, look, we'll get you if, this sinister motive is being carried forward?
With all due respect to our DSS, which we have enormous respect for, but there seems to be a conspiracy against the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have seen practically where a policeman is standing and somebody was sharing money, which is completely negate the provisions of the Electoral Act. Nobody arrested that particular person. Nobody tell him he's doing the wrong thing. And that is some of the things that where we miss this particular thing. We said it earlier on that these people who are hell-bent in destroying our democracy in terms of manipulating the system have already orchestrated their plan pre-election, during an election, and after the election. In this case now, they've done what they wanted to do by intimidating the Labour Party, maiming and killing pre-election. During election, they ensured that they took the ballot papers, they deny us of the actual result being pasted and being announced on real time by INEC. That was during election. Now, post-election is the issue of when we've already allocated these particular positions to you or the vote for you, you can go to court. That is post-election. We are now going to court. At the post of going to court, of course, they will orchestrate all kind of media, they will orchestrate all kind of security apparatus in conspiracy against the people. Because the question you want to ask yourself is this. Now, what was the thinking of the security apparatus. They prepare this mind that, look, when they start doing riot or they want to perpetrate riot, what we'll do is that we will put in some individuals among them and let them be speaking in such a way, then so that then we will arrest them and then we'll say they are against the state. But this has gone beyond that. The people have already known this particular gimmick for long. I have been on the streets fighting for the Nigerian people. It has been some of the calling under the tutelage of late Ganifa Wahimi, Balaraba Musa. We fought for democracy and Otto Wanko. We knew how the security operative in this country works. When you are doing something in the advent of defending the interests of the people, they will plant people within you to cause harm problems with you, and then before you knew it now, they will get you arrested. That is why we are careful. We have gone to the court and we remain with the court until when there is contradictory statement from the court.
Right, and you've made a statement a number of times already that the DSS more or less was silent when Labour Party sympathizers were allegedly attacked, were not allowed to vote and all of that. Has the Labour Party as a party approached the courts to make a case against those who may have, carried out this violent attacks on your party members or sympathizers? And what has been the response so far?
We made open appeal. We made open appeal, we made written appeals, and all of those went to the state security offices. An example is situation. Even at the polling unit, we have officers, security officers at each of the polling units. I will ask you the same question, even though you are on the other side of the aisle. Have you seen them making arrests of anybody who have done this particular heinous crime? Then if you have not seen anybody, then the question you want to ask yourself, what is the use of the security men at the polling unit? What are they supposed to do? That is their work, but they didn't do it. And a lot of money was already being apportioned to those particular security men to ensure that the sanctity of the vote is being protected. But that didn't happen. So what do you expect the people to do? They are expecting that the state will protect them based on the fact that they are taxpayers. But that didn't happen. And now here they are, they've come out now to ventilate their anger constitutionally within the ambience of the law. Now you are making names and then you are intimidating them and saying that if they are going to cause problem. They didn't say they are going to cause. Nobody said it's going to cause. You are only listening. They are making an agitation. This is our cry. We are expecting the state security or the all security officers who are supposed to be responsible to us as a people, not to them in government. The people first.
All right, Tanko. Yes, indeed, the people first. And I thought that seems to be what the president-elect Bola Tinubu, is trying to do when he waved the olive branch and say, hey, let the opposition, let those who contested with me and lost come and join hands with him in, forming a government. Are you going to, consider that a government of national unity, not an ING one, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
He who seeks for equity must come with clean hands. All we are saying is that we are not satisfied with the process that announces him as the president-elect, and we are challenging that particular process. You see, the problem is this. If you continue to meander and maneuver and pamper some of these particular mistakes that we continue to do, we will not get it right as a people. So our presidential candidate has said, if you are to be called excellency, you must come through an excellent way. I will tell you something. When we operationalized the option A4, it was very, very clear. If 10 people were queuing or accredited, if 6 people voted for A and 4 people vote for B, the result would be announced. The announcement of the result will tally with the total number of accredited voters. You that contest from both sides will know that you have lost the election. It's just like a football match. When the umpire performs his duty well, you can only pat the other person who have won and congratulate you, and both of you can go in and drink kuninzaki or pure water or 5 Alive, as the case may be. But when you know that at that point in time, the 6 people who were supposed to be voting for A were now being announced for voting for B, then the voting for B is now being announced for voting for A. How do you form a correlation with that? And do you expect that particular candidate to be happy and then go and pamper and pat the other person in the back and say, hey, don't worry, we can go and form a national government and or a government of unity? You cannot form a government of unity when you come through a process. You can only do that when you know that you've defeated your other person fair and square. And what we are saying is that the moment we can do all of this, then we are on the right way to progress and Nigeria can move forward. All of our leaders, enjoy going to Dubai, enjoy going to Saudi Arabia, enjoy going to America, enjoy going to UK. It's because the rule of law is allowed to travel and move forward, to be established. That is why those countries are moving. Let's practice that in Nigeria.
Absolutely, and that's a good place to leave it. Thank you very much. Tanko Yunusa is the spokesperson of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council.